Just before 6, we embark on our three-part investigative series, The True Payout to Panhandling. We've all driven past it before, the destitute beggar clenching a sign detailing the ills that have plagued his or her life. But few, if any, know the real story behind the face. One we discovered stands to make more money than you'd ever like to know. News Center 16's Kevin Lewis joins us now from the studio. A stark contrast from where he stood this time last week. Kevin?
Mo, braving the cold and public humiliation, I traded out my pride for this cardboard sign begging for compassion. My simple plea read, need money, need food, please help my family. Help, it turns out, is something I got plenty of, almost too much of. So much it became ironic. I, as a beggar, likely made more money than most of the people who donated to me. Monday morning rush hour in December, and the rising sun does little to lighten the reality. I'm stuck on the streets, and it's 22 degrees. Bundled from head to toe at the intersection of 933 and Cleveland. Thousands of cars pass by, but not one drops a dime in my cup. So after 45 minutes, I pack up and cross town to a four-way stop at Brick and Gumwood in Granger. Here, traffic is slow moving and steady. Drivers have more time to be guilt-tripped by my sign and face. I sniffle and yawn before quickly earning my first donation.
Thank you. God bless.
A $5 bill.
Thank you very much, ma'am. I appreciate it.
Not 10 minutes later, I pick up my first 20.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thanks for your kindness.
Just seconds after that, a different driver with another 20 in hand.
Right now I'm thinking to myself, so many cars pass me, but all it takes is, one or two an hour giving out $20, and I mean, you're golden.
Fact is, not 15 minutes go by.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Have a good day. I appreciate it. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Without someone,
ma'am, I appreciate it.
Handing out.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Some type of cash.
$3, $5 bill, $10. Last one was $20. It's amazing to me, though, that people would just shell out $20 out of their wallet, not knowing me from Adam, and just having a sign that says I need help and money.
As the day carries on, some donate advice.
Hello?
In place of money.
Do you have a job?
I can recommend some places that I know that are hiring right now.
I would love that, yeah. If you have a pen or paper or anything.
Well, Burger King, The Outpost, Sports.
Hope Community Church in Niles.
Okay.
If you call them, they will deliver food to you.
But there's no need to call.
Oh, thank you very much, sir. I appreciate it.
I'm off. Have a nice day.
After this man delivers an entire bag of non-perishable food. Despite the common perception,
thank you.
It seems at this corner,
have a good day.
Beggars,
that's extremely generous,
really can be choosers.
Every little bit helps. Thank you very much.
Sorry I had to.
Oh no, God bless. I feel bad. That last guy that donated to me looked like he really could have used the money himself.
In 8 hours, more than 3 dozen cars stopped.
Thank you very much, sir.
Donating everything from 45 cents.
God bless you. Merry Christmas.
To 7 $20 bills.
Hi, how are you?
Nice job, I promise.
Thank you very much. I promise to put that to good use. Thank you. Merry Christmas.
The grand total, $300. That's more than $37 an hour. If all stays the same, I'll be set to make $78,000 a year, tax-free. That's roughly the equivalent of a single filer taking home $112 grand a year before taxes, or a married person with 2 kids earning a $98,000 salary.
Have a very Merry Christmas. I really do appreciate it.
After all, what beggar wouldn't appreciate a job like this?
Need money, need food, please help my family. God bless. Simple as that, really.
But as night fell, my simple gig became more challenging after this man moved in on my intersection. A local beggar who we discovered is one of the best cons in town.
What's up, man? How you doing?
His tell-all interview, that's tomorrow night, just before 6. So what are we planning to do with this stack of $300? I'm sure many of you at home are wondering that right about now. Well, it's very important to us that you know News Center 16 contacted the Salvation Army, which found a needy family that matches the exact description
on my sign. On Thursday, we'll donate our money to them before sharing their amazing story with you, and quite an amazing story it really is.
Oh my gosh, Kevin, it's almost hard to believe this news, and you know, and I think we've all been taken, and one of those people you said probably couldn't even really afford to give you the money.
Right.
But it's probably going to change a lot of how people donate. I understand you talk with an expert about that.
Yeah, police and homeless advocates in the area both say, despite how bad you may feel when you're driving down the road, do not, under any circumstance or under any circumstances, donate to these people. We have a list of a lot of non-profits in our area that are quality programs that do not donate to people that truly are in need, and that's the key word there, truly in need. So.
Instead of making a profit off it, as these people obviously are, and not paying taxes, and more interesting stuff tomorrow, right?
Yeah, tomorrow we are going to introduce you to that man you saw at the end of the piece saying he makes $100 an hour, $100 an hour just by begging on the side of the road. The sign not at all matching what he really has when he goes back home at night.
Well, I think a lot of us as we drive down the street are going to think differently now.
Definitely.
Instead of having our heartstrings tugged in.
Definitely.
All right, thanks a lot, Kevin. Interesting. Tonight, just before 6, we continue our 3-part investigative series, The True Payout to Panhandling. Last night, News Center 16's Kevin Lewis went undercover as a beggar, earning $300 in just 8 hours. That one-day payout is equal to a taxpayer making around $100,000 a year. Kevin joins us again from the studio tonight with part 2, and one that's likely to have most of you begging for some type of justice to be served. What'd you find out?
You know, Mo, last week when I went undercover as a beggar, little did I know I was about to meet one of the biggest cons in town, and little did he know he was about to talk with a TV news reporter and make his television debut. The man you are about to see goes by the name of Dennis. His sign claims he's a father of 2 little girls, that he can't find work, and is in desperate need of help. We soon discovered not one of those statements is true.
Like most any job, my day as a beggar started early. Braving the frigid cold, I collected donations all day.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Have a good day. I appreciate it. Thank you very much, ma'am.
And worked well into the night.
Thank you very much. I promise to put that to good use. Thank you.
Despite my lack of need.
$3, $5 bill, $10. Last one was $20.
I received an abundance of giving. That was until this panhandler arrived.
He's grabbing our people, Donnie.
And strategically placed himself before me in a line of traffic at Brick and Gumwood.
What's up, man? How you doing?
New to the job, I went to get advice.
What does your sign say? What'd you put on yours?
Kept it generic.
Something this man, who went by the name Dennis, had no shortage of.
Try to make it bigger, you know, so they can see from farther away.
You think that's too generic? Should I put the father too, you think, or something along those lines, or?
Yeah. Try. Have you ever been hungry with a question mark, man? You get tons of money, man.
The kind of money that could buy you a steak dinner every night.
What do you get? I mean, is it like?
Yeah, I make about the same. Yeah, it's about $100 an hour.
It's just.
It is, man. It's
In reality, it's anything but. Dennis, by all accounts, is a con artist and thief.
Do you do like once a week, or?
Just whenever, man. You know, whenever, I collect, I have money for partying, so.
Yeah.
I really don't need money that bad, I live with my mom, I got everything I want. I got a car, I'm an old lady, everything.
Just like the traffic.
How long have you been doing it for, and you haven't?
3 years.
Dennis doesn't stop rattling along for a split second.
I get unemployment too, so,
Double dipping then. That's awesome.
In November, News Center 16 was rolling as Dennis begged, took, and begged some more. Like clockwork, he walked off the job after an hour before his friend took over using the exact same sign. We followed the duo in their station wagon from Granger, well into South Bend, where we lost them in traffic. In search for answers, we brought Dennis's interview to St. Joe County Police.
He has no debts, he has a car, he has a girlfriend, he lives with his mother, he has lots of food, but yet he's out there asking people for money.
But as we witnessed firsthand, officers have little to no power when it comes to panhandlers.
We don't have any specific ordinances that address it. It's something that we do get complaints on quite frequently, and unless they're violating the state statute, we really can't do a whole lot about it.
That statute is split into 2 sections. The first describes what is panhandling. The second outlines arrestable offenses like using crude language, touching potential donors, and begging at night.
He is a con artist. I mean, he is feeding on the generosity of people who are trying to help and taking full advantage of them.
And beggars like Dennis find an advantage in the law as well, with no language restricting lying, meaning scams like this one are perfectly legal.
I smoke weed too, buy weed, cigarettes, whatever I want, It's better than going stealing and shit.
A skewed view of the world, straight from the mouth of a beggar whose only true need is a conscience and soul.
Just looking ahead, do you feel like guilty at all? I mean, do you feel guilty?
I do sometimes. Yeah, sometimes guilt does get to you, man. That's one thing that gets to you. Sometimes, and the people, they don't have no money and they give you money. Especially me, I ain't got no kids, so I'm like, don't give me shit, kids, and it eats at you sometimes.
And despite those supposed guilty feelings, Dennis has continued to beg almost daily at the corner of Gunwood and Brick Road in Granger. We chose to digitize his face, but can tell you he's a white man in his late 20s with a goatee. Police want us to remind you again, do not donate to people begging on the side of the road because of stories like this one.
Okay, so let me get this right, Kevin. This man openly admits he's scamming people out of thousands of dollars each month, but there's nothing police can do about it.
I have combed the law. It's right here in my hands. There is nothing that says he is doing anything illegally wrong here. And I mean, it's hard to believe. How is this guy doing this? But there is nothing that says this on the books of Indiana currently right now. I'm sure many of you at home want to take a closer look at this law for yourself. To make that easier, we have posted a link to it, a document on the web store that's currently on WNDU.com right now.
Okay, very interesting. What's coming up tomorrow?
Tomorrow we are going to be taking a look at all the money that we raised, $300 yesterday. And from yesterday's story, we will be donating that to a family in need tomorrow, and we will bring their pretty tremendous story to you.
Okay, that's good to know. Thanks a lot, Kevin.
Tonight, just before 6, we bring you the final chapter to our 3-part investigative series, The True Payout to Panhandling. Now, if you've been following along, you'll remember Tuesday's report when our very own Kevin Lewis went undercover as a beggar. In just 8 hours, he earned $300. Kevin joins us now in the studio. And Kevin, your cardboard sign said, "Need money, need food, please help my family." I understand you found a local father who meets that description.
Yeah, that is correct. Through our partnership with the Salvation Army, we donated our earnings to him just a few hours ago. The gentleman's name is Brandon Links, and he's the father of 4 young daughters. Brandon is the first to acknowledge his rough past, but after being released from prison last year, he's been undoubtedly committed to a new future.
There's a saying in the construction business. It goes, you work to work yourself out of work.
I'm a construction wireman.
It's a saying 31-year-old Brandon Link fears. After all, his work is all that's keeping him from being homeless.
There's 1,000 guys out there, man, wishing that they could have my job, and I don't blame them.
So Brandon worked, labored, and worked some more until August 1st rolled around.
Had to have been the worst day of my life.
It was 4 in the afternoon along the 2500 block of Bertrand Street. Brandon was at home with his 2 daughters when he saw 4 men dealing drugs in this white sedan. He went outside to confront them with words, but one of the men chose to end things with a bullet. Paramedics rushed the father of 4 to Memorial Hospital, where he underwent emergency surgery. For the next 2 days, Brandon was in a coma. Doctors said he'd likely never walk again. Although Brandon's outer wounds healed, his inner nerves are beyond repair.
I can't feel my entire left leg. This is my right foot, and I can spread the toes, I can move, I can, whatnot. This is my left foot, and this is as much as I can do with it.
So as perfectly capable people like Dennis beg on the streets, disabled folks like Brandon lug prescriptions in their work cart just to get through the day.
Brandon, we are so excited for you.
And so it made perfect sense.
You've been through such a difficult time in your life and a difficult tragedy.
When the Salvation Army selected Brandon to receive all our earnings.
We wish you only the very best. Merry Christmas and God bless you. Love you, man.
In a day where evil abounds, this story reminds us that some still do our world good.
No matter what I've been through, no matter how bad I'm hurting, no matter what obstacles I've had to climb, I go home and smile because I did that.
I want to take this time to thank the 36 or so drivers who stopped to donate to me here at News Center 16. It's always our intent to be fully transparent, but there are those select occasions like this one where to get the full truth, a disguise is required. Again, thanks for your generosity, and please know your money is in the right hands.
Yeah, and Kevin, the nice part about your story is that we're reminded that there are still good, hardworking people out there.
And that is really really what I'm trying to get here. If there's one thing I want viewers to take home from my series here, it's this. Donate to the dozens of local assistance agencies that can and will help people like Brandon. That said, stop donating to panhandlers who choose to ignore all the help that's available to them in our community.
Right, guys like Dennis.
Guys like Dennis, we do not want to continue to subsidize their lifestyles.
All right, nice work.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right.